Tell me about TimeGPT and the recent developments there.
Yes, TimeGPT. So, TimeGPT came out October 2023. That's when the paper was published. And really great team behind TimeGPT. So it's Nixlab that is behind them. They're really great. So I've used their libraries. I believe they're making one of the best forecasting libraries, open source forecasting libraries out there. Really, implementing ready to use state of the art models. They're great. I've met with them, like amazing team. And they came out with TimeGPT. So TimeGPT, a generative pre-trained model, right, for time series forecasting. So essentially, take what ChatGPT does for language, and TimeGPT does it for time series forecasting, right? And that's a huge shift in paradigm for the field. Okay, like we are used to fit our model on past data to forecast the future, and our model works only for that specific time series, right? Makes sense. And what they're saying now is that no, you can pre-train this model on a bunch of data, right? So on if I remember well, like 3 billion data points, different data sets. Okay, so like economics, financial data, weather, traveling data, like a bunch of different fields, right? So they trained on all of that. It's the transformer architecture, right? So it's still the encoder and decoder structure that we see to generate the prediction. But it's adapted for time series forecasting. And so in their paper, again, they claim state of the art results. Okay, so compared to other methods. So and here they compare to transformer methods and also to some MLP architectures. Um, so it's huge. I would say it's not available to everyone yet. Okay, so right now it's in closed beta. I had the chance to test it. And it got scary because it actually worked better than my model for a particular situation. Okay, so it actually worked better. So it made better forecasts. In another situation, so what I've noticed is that as you go for more long-term forecasting, you're actually reaching some of its limits, and then the predictions actually start to deteriorate pretty fast. So for long-term forecasting, models like NHITS and stuff like that still work better than TimeGPT. But for short to medium term, it actually worked really well. And keep in mind that the idea is the model is pre-trained, right? So all you have to do is send your data through an API, you make an API call, and like in a few seconds, I mean in less than a second, right? You're getting predictions back. And it also abstracts all this need or like expertise, that you need for time series forecasting, right? So yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure it's going to remove the need, for professional forecasters and having this domain expertise, right? Um, but it is interesting as a solution, for people who just need, maybe they don't have the means to have a data scientist or just need some quick forecasting. I think it's going to be pretty cool for them. Yep.
Yeah, it's fascinating that like previously you might only use one specific data set, and but now we can actually combine lots of different data input points and then predict many different kinds of series. And
Yep.
I mean, it's strange. You'd think that like individual models would be better individually, and maybe they still are. But like,
Yep.
what are the problems with trying to predict multiple different series with one model?
Well, again, like I really believe there's no one solution to all problems, right? So to me, I still see TimeGPT as another way of solving a problem. Okay, um, and so I mean, for sure, the model can only know what it trained on, right? And the idea of those very large models, right, is that you've trained it on so many things that it is likely going to, in a way, recognize what is happening and make some reasonable predictions. Okay, so that was the idea behind the 3 billion data points on data sets from various industries and domains, right? That's the idea. Um, so yeah, but I mean, for sure, if you bring it, something totally unexpected, right? It has never seen before.
Hmm.
well, chances are it's gonna fail, right? And that's okay. That's expected, right?
Right. So it's still not designed to, take in data about basketball and baseball and football and then give you, cricket. Or will it? Is it possible that it could also maybe predict another sport based on
Well,
predictions of others?
yes, maybe it could, right? But again, it's like I said, we always have to test it against something else, right? And that's really important. So for anyone, I myself, I'm a data scientist. So anyone doing forecasting, doing data science, it's important to keep that rigor in our work. We're scientists, right? Like we're always analyzing performance against something else. And so never take something at face value, right? So sure, test out TimeGPT, but test it against something else, right? Test it against your own custom model that you're inputting, your historical data, and then you have your exogenous variables and whatever, and see is it actually performing better or not. And that's when, you know, base your decision on that, essentially.
Right. I mean, I'm interested in that point of the science of data science.
Yeah.
How can What are the aims of data science, and like how can we think about causality and trying to answer questions using data science? For example, from a scientific viewpoint, I'm an economist.
Yeah.
How should we treat, say, time series models when we're trying to think about, understanding why questions and why something